Brad Garlinghouse said it best. Ripple is committed to making XRP the most trusted, useful, and liquid digital asset on the planet. Yet some of you are still nervous, right? Maybe not you, but there are folks out there doubting, wondering, what if XRP doesn't reach the heights we've all envisioned? Well, straight from the man himself, Ripple is laser focused on that mission. They're not just aiming for greatness, they're determined to put XRP on the throne. So take a deep breath, stay calm, and trust the vision. Today, we're diving into price action and a bit of juicy news. Over the weekend, there was an XRP event in Las Vegas, and it seems like the buzz isn't slowing down. Here's something wild. A hyperliquid whale just longed XRP with 12x leverage. His entry price, $2.13, with a position worth $1 million, 0 cents. Yep, people are still betting big on XRP, and it's clear they're feeling bullish. This brings us to an interesting prediction from Waterobuff. He claims XRP will hit bottom between June 4th and 6th. Wait, what? That's just days away. Honestly, I'm hoping for a bit of a delay. I need more time to buy in. Stay tuned as we break down XRP's potential path forward. Could we have called it all along? Let's find out. After June 18th, get ready for a breakout straight to $10, 0 cents by late July or early August. But first, let's keep an eye on the week ahead. From June 3rd to the 6th, expect heavy market manipulation. Yep, it's going to be intense. Manipulation levels will skyrocket through the roof. So let's break it all down. What's happening with XRP right now? Well, here's the scoop. I placed a long position recently, but unfortunately it got liquidated. Around 100 XRP gone. But hey, live and learn, right? The last time we discussed XRP's price action, here's where we were. Right before that dip, we dumped, we bounced, but my target was clear. Where was it? $2.10 right here. That was my first target. And yep, I threw a long right there. We had a big pump, but then came crashing down. At one point, I think I hit close to 100x. Then it dropped, took a small loss, stepped out briefly, but jumped back in. Where was it? Oh yeah, right here. Let's rewind a bit. This is where I re-entered when the market started to pump again. I thought, all right, let's see where this goes. I was so exhausted though. I literally passed out. No joke. While I was out cold, the market moved. I was still in the trade, completely forgot to set a stop loss, and bam, it dipped for a liquidity grab. Then came the rebound. Look at this. Seriously, check it out. We called it somewhat right, but not perfectly. It dipped about 1% lower than expected, which kind of stung. But hey, here we are back at this level. Regrouping. Let me remind you of something in case you missed it. The entry price is here, but if XRP hits $2.09, it's game over. Well, guess what? XRP has officially tagged that level, folks, which means the next Fibonacci level is now in play. Let me say this again. XRP might dip below $2.00 at some point. Personally, I'm hoping it takes its sweet time. Why? Because I'd love the chance to buy in before any major moves. Let's just hope they don't dump it all at once, right? Some retraces along the way would be nice. Look closely. Ripple is setting the stage and it's becoming clear. So what's up with XRP? $4.05 is on the horizon, but if it revisits the $2.09 level, I honestly think we're in trouble. And guess what? It already tagged that level. We shouldn't have let that happen. Ideally, XRP should have held strong here, regrouped, and started pumping. Instead, we hit it perfectly, but now we're left to see what happens next. That could have been such a perfect path, but instead they veered straight into the dump zone. Here's the deal. The daily divergence is still taking shape as we speak. It absolutely has to hold $2.13. Will it? Honestly, it's looking like a dump is inevitable. At some point though, a retrace is bound to happen. Yes, a retrace is coming. When that retrace hits, we might see it drop all the way back down. Let's hope they manage to hold strong at those lower levels before we get that long-awaited blast off. Now, let's shift gears and talk about XRP versus Bitcoin. So far, it's all mapped out. The path forward is crystal clear. All right, let's talk XRP versus Bitcoin. In the video I just showed you, I mentioned two key levels we needed to break through. Let's rewind and see what I said. XRP versus Bitcoin, here we go. What I was hoping for was a quick snap back above this level, something clean and decisive. Why? Because staying below it spells trouble. Right now, we're under that level on the 12-hour candles. And what happened? We dipped below and snapped back up only for that level to act as resistance. Bad news, folks. Seriously, not what we wanted. things are looking more bearish in the short term, at least in my opinion. But we still need to break above that resistance. It's crazy how it's holding so strong, but hey, we're staying sharp and on target here. All right, here's what I'm seeing on this chart, guys. On the higher time frames, we've got bullish divergences either forming or trying to form on the weekly. Now, here's the thing. They might dip down again like this, right? But the real sign of a reversal will show up on the 3-day, 2-day, and daily charts. We'll need to see clear bullish divergences there. Right now, it's getting hammered, so I'm leaning bearish for the short term. But let's be real. At some point, XRP is going to retrace before another drop. Here's where it gets interesting. I'm really hoping they take their time because I'd love to snag some XRP before that pump hits. And that pump, it could mean new all-time highs. Look at this tweet. It's showing the exact same pattern we saw in 2017, and we're right at the edge, guys. Check this out. 2017 to 2025, we're at that final dip, the tipping point. The fractal confirms it, right? If that's the case, it's go time. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, according to Mr. Zoom, the next wave of buy orders kicks in at $2.00. That's the next Fibonacci level, right? Let's double check. Yep, right here. Since it hit that $2.00 nonsense level, the next target is the 0.5 Fibonacci. If it breaks that, we're looking at the 618. Around those levels, we'll likely see solid support before the next upward move. But here's the key. We need money to flood in. The game changer, XRP ETFs, could be the spark that lights the fire.
We're not having it. Yeah. So, not supposed to swear on stage, I know, but he kind of had everybody leapfrog ahead of us through a rule change. It's complicated. But our fund did get approved, and that was the type of fund that can hold physical. Okay, it's called the 33 Act. And so Grayscale sued the SEC using our fund as a base. If you look up those lawsuits, they were based on the 2-gram fund. And okay, we spent a lot of money and got a fund launched and then sold it because I don't want to be with 10 other funds. And so that's what we did. But Grayscale won based on our back, so we helped the infrastructure along, the ecosystem along. So that's kind of what we were happy with. And then Ether, Solana, I just don't know them. And somebody got me into XRP, an XRP whale friend of mine, and I just believe in it. I believe it has a use case. I believe, as I've been widely quoted, the Ripple people are very professional people. They are single-minded in their purpose, and they're like the Borg. If anybody remembers the Star Trek Borg, they're going toward their goal of creating this ecosystem that's going to support XRP and a lot of other things. And so we believe in it. We want to launch ETFs we believe in, and it was a natural to do XRP. Since no one can actually have a physical XRP exchange-traded fund just yet, it naturally has to be derivatives. Again, I'm a commodities derivatives guy. It was in our wheelhouse. We did it.
Well, I think that you brought us a nice 2x long ETF at a good time. And can you just tell the crowd a little bit about this product and who it would be good for, maybe?
Sure. 2x levered funds, they reset daily, and so people need to understand that if the market goes sideways or down or up very, very slowly, you will lose money. The market has to go up pretty steadily and pretty dramatically for you to make money, and then you make close to 2x. We do our best. There are rules that nobody sees that we do a lot of work on behind the scenes. You can't be more than 2x, not ever. Not even for one day. And so
we really need more ETFs to launch, folks. Why? Because ETFs drive spot buying, not just bets on futures prices, actual market spot buys for XRP. That's the game changer here. And guess what? ETFs can make that happen, fueling some seriously bullish momentum when they do. Fingers crossed for June. Just got back from a quick trip to Vegas after speaking at an XRP conference. The turnout, incredible. So many passionate people in one place. Exciting times ahead for the XRP community, no doubt. Don't stress, folks. Brian Garlinghouse has hinted at something massive. Ripple is about to shake things up in a way that will leave the world stunned. How, you ask? Simple. By driving adoption. Ripple just announced that one of Portugal's oldest and largest foreign exchange agencies is expanding globally using Ripple payments. That's utility in action for XRP. Sure, we can analyze XRP's daily price moves, but why worry about the short term? The long-term potential is huge. So why the doubt? Think big and stay focused on the vision ahead.
Nós acreditamos que esta parceria entre a Unicâmbio e a Ripple vai conseguir com que cheguemos muito mais longe. A Unicâmbio é a maior e mais antiga agência de câmbios em Portugal, com mais de 30 anos de experiência no mercado. A Ripple é o parceiro ideal porque tem a tecnologia, tem a grande rede global e tem uma solução que tem qualidade e um custo que faz sentido para aquilo que neste momento a Unicâmbio precisa para as transações internacionais. Ripple Payments consegue-nos fazer com que nós possamos ter clientes empresa, fazer transferências entre duas empresas, uma em Portugal e uma no Brasil, de forma rápida, segura e com liquidez. Vemos grandes oportunidades para expandir para novos provedores, explorar novos serviços que a Ripple nos pode trazer e continuar a inovar no setor dos pagamentos.
You're talking about the bridge, right? The one connecting our countries, our nations, and everything in between. Honestly, if I were you, I wouldn't stress too much, and I'll take a look at what XRP Mickles is saying. It's pretty intriguing. Let's dive into this.
Hi guys, I'm here at XRP Vegas with my favorite influencer. Guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm here with Mikkel.
Hey, it's great to be here. Super excited to get to meet you. Somehow we went the entire conference without seeing each other, so this interview is long overdue today.
It is long overdue. Okay, so I feel like besides Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz, you are the king of XRP. So I want to ask you a question. It's going to be a basic question so you can explain to my audience the importance and value of XRP and how it is going to transform global finance and payment settlements.
Absolutely. And let me say, she is way too good to me. I appreciate that so much. But, you know, the most important thing to understand about XRP is for a very long time, the global settlement infrastructure and the interbank communication network has been relying on a technology that was built in the 1950s. And it's hard for us to necessarily see that as consumers because we have apps like Robinhood and we have apps like PayPal. And it seems like everything's just going really well. But on the downside or underneath, it's an absolute mess because the technology that underpins all of these new applications has not been updated. So what is changing is rather than essentially doing a relay race of money back and forth between all these financial institutions from one to the other and having humans on the back end changing databases and reconfirming and then messing things up, you now have a technology that can teleport money anywhere in the entire world instantaneously. And I compare it to essentially going from communicating information with letters and physical mail to being able to send an email. And the same thing is happening for money. So right now with money, we're still in that stage where we're doing the equivalent of sending an envelope of money back and forth between these banking institutions. But the second we can start teleporting that money back and forth like email, you see drastic levels of efficiencies where not only are the things we have today exponentially more powerful and more efficient, but we'll create things that have never existed before.
Amazing. And where can we find you for your content?
My channel is Mikkel, XRP Mikkel Markets. You could probably search any of them and you'll find me, but I'm on X, I'm on YouTube. And yeah, I pretty much solely focus on XRP. It's the thing that fascinates me the most in this space.
Okay, I think we should do your outro together.
Oh, absolutely. Are you going to start off?
You started
and
off.
For now,
Mikkel out.
That was awesome.
Exactly, everyone. Here's the deal. Long term, things are still looking incredible, right? Even if we see a bit of a dip, it's no big deal. Trust me, it doesn't change the bigger picture. XRP is going to have its moment to shine. It's just lagging behind Bitcoin for now. When that moment comes, it's going to be explosive. No doubt about it. Be ready for it. Remember, dips are opportunities to buy, not reasons to sell. So let's stay focused, make a plan, and prepare for what's ahead. Whatever's right in front of you, that's your signal. Go for it. Catch you soon.